welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I hope that you will go ahead and subscribe and join us on this journey. For the month of October, we're doing Halloween looks every week, with each week having its own special theme, and this is the second look of Skull Week. This look was definitely heavily influenced by Miss Mama Tutorials. I think about a year, maybe two ago, she did the half beauty face, half like demon possessed face, and I want to do my own twist on that and do a half beautified face and a half skull, with the skull being glow in the dark, just to add a little extra pizzazz. And I absolutely adore how this look turned out. Next week will be mythical creatures, and I have a lot of really fun tutorials planned for that, so make sure that you stay tuned. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I upload. And without further ado, let's get into this beautiful half skull, half beauty look. Alright dolls, let's get started. As you can see, I only have one brow. The other brow is getting glued down. This is going to be the side with the skull on it. Then I'm taking my Fenty Beauty foundation, and I am covering the one side that is going to be beautified. Then I'm just taking my LA Girl concealer, and I'm going ahead and concealing really quick. Taking the Morphe 3502 palette. It is pigmented beyond, and I am just going to do a quick eye. I'm going to speed through this process. You can do whatever eye you like. I am going for full glam, so I am going all out with the glitter and the color impact. So just create whatever look you think suits you. Then I'm popping on my Lionhearted Kim tight lashes and a little bit of Fenty Beauty Hustler Baby highlight. And now I am taking my eyebrow pencil and I am outlining exactly where it is that I want the skull to be. The majority of the face is going to be skull, so however you would like it. If you wanted majority beauty and a little bit of skull, whatever. And I'm just taking a makeup wipe and going in and wiping off any excess makeup that got on the skull side, because I am using white water activated paint, as you can see here, and it will pick up any foundation and turn it brown. And I want this really stark white, so I'm just taking my Mehron Paradise white water activated paint, and I am painting the entire side that we just outlined. And then I'm going to go over the second time to make sure that it's as opaque as I would like it. And then I am taking just a black Khohl liner, and I am outlining where I want the eye sockets, the main features of the face. You want to make sure that this is not a complete round circle. You want to give it a little bit of a ragged edge. You don't want to come out looking like a raccoon or a panda. So you do not want this to be a complete circle. And I'm just taking some black gel liner, and I am filling that in. And then I'm taking the black Wiz out of the 3502 palette and setting all of that in place. And then I'm taking that same black E.L.F gel liner, and I am outlining where I want my nose, filling that in and doing the same thing and setting that into place with the Wiz matte black shadow. Camera cut out, but I essentially just went ahead and drew out that sunken jawline that Skeletons has. If you have a reference picture, that would be the best bet to kind of go in and reference that photo to kind of get the features of a skeleton. And then I laid it down with the same black gel liner and set that with the same black matte black shadow. Here I'm taking my Mehron cream paint, face paint, and it is just glow in the dark paint. As you can see, it looks clear. Now I'm putting that all over where there is still white. So you want to go in and lay down your major features first, and then go in with that glow in the dark paint. Then I am just going to go over that outline just to darken it after you put in that white paint. And then you want to go and just smudge that edge out a little bit. We're going to go in and add a little more detail a little later, but now I just reapplied it and then I'm smudging it out. Here I am adding detail to the skull. You want to make sure that you definitely add detail, so it's not just a stark white skull with black eye sockets and a black nose. The details is what really makes the skull come alive. So I'm just kind of going in and just adding little lines as I lay them down. I am also blending them out. Again, a reference photo will be your best bet, so you can really get those details that the skull has. And then you want to make sure that you don't forget about the little bit of the skull that is poking out on the beautified side. You just want to make sure that you mimic the exact thing that you did on the opposite side of the skull. And again, just really smoking it out, really adding those details. I cannot stress enough, details. And then I'm just going over the entire skull with that same black brush I've been using to blend everything out, and just kind of grunging it up a little bit and just adding a little bit of what looks like gray to the really white skull. Now I'm just taking that same black liner that we've been using, and I'm going in and I am putting this right on the inside of my lips again, just to grunge it up a little bit, make it look a little more worn. And then I'm going to go in, I'm going to draw out my skull teeth. Now I am going back in with that same white paint after we've grunged out the skull a little bit and it looks a little gray and a little dirty. And I want to reapply the teeth with that really stark white up against that really grungy skull. The lights are a little bright so you can't really see it right here, but in natural light the really white teeth really stuck out against the grungy skull. So you just want to go in and just kind of put in the shape of teeth. Then I want to draw it all the way up into the root, so I have the teeth and then the root of the teeth going all the way up towards the nose. And then after I drew in all of the teeth, I went over the teeth again with that same glow-in-the-dark paint that we went over the skull with earlier. I don't show that step, I actually, my camera cut out. But after I go on with the white, I let that dry, and then I go right back over that with the glow-in-the-dark paint. Now I am taking this really dark brown liner, and I'm going to start drawing out the details of the pulled skin to kind of give it some texture, to make it seem like your skin is actually folded. And you just essentially want to trace the line that you originally laid down and try to make that as realistic as possible. I don't really know how to explain this other than you just kind of want to create little folds, lay that down, and then just kind of smudge it out as you lay it down. And you want to do the same at the top, at the highest point of the pull. You want to go in again with that dark brown shadow. And then you want to just lay it down and then smudge it out, lay it down and then smudge it out. And then I kind of lost some of the details, so I went back in with my eyeliner pencil and just right in the center reapplied those lines. Now I'm just taking a cream colored matte shadow, and I'm going in between those lines and I am highlighting it to make it look a little more realistic along the highest points of those folds. And then going back in with that same matte black wood shadow from the 3502 palette, right up against the curve of the line, I'm going to go in and deepen it just to give it a little more depth, to make the skull appear as though it's underneath the skin. So you want to go right up against that line, darken it, shade it, and you just kind of really want to go in. I'm just kind of going ham with that same black shadow, and I'm just really adding details and again grunging the skull out as much as possible. And that is the finished look. So this is the finished look. I absolutely adore how it turned out. I'll make sure to link Nikki Tutorial's original video down below, who I believe she was actually inspired by someone that did a half beauty, half pumpkin face. Hey, we're all inspired here on YouTube, and I absolutely enjoyed every second of this look. Before you leave, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you dolls in my next tutorial.